Hello and welcome back to the channel. Amber here, and today we are breaking down episode 5 of season 3 of The Wheel of Time. And we are already past the halfway mark. Before I get started with my breakdown, my short review is this. This episode carefully positions every plotline. It begins with Serenity that turns to danger and ends with Serenity that becomes Egwene's nightmare. The opening channeling sequence paired with the soundtrack was so nice to experience. The weaves looked incredible as they tore through the ground, pulling at it, really highlighting the Sarkarnen's strength. Beautiful, powerful, but capable of destruction. It's easily one of the most interesting depictions of the One Power yet, and it highlights the theme of duality. Much like my favorite part of the episode, the sense of wonder as Egwene witnesses the private dreams and desires of our characters. It's the harsh realization that none of these characters will be able to find peace anytime soon, that their dreams of happiness will be put on hold because the last battle is coming and joy and peace will have to be set aside for the nightmares that lie ahead. Wonder and sorrow, serenity and dread. And just like Egwene, we get to witness the calm before the storm. So my advice is to savor it before the next 3 episodes. Now, before we begin, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any new content. As always, you can find me on Blue Sky, Discord, and Instagram. So let's begin. And we start out with Moiraine channeling with the Sarkarnen, struggling with its strength. Aviendha is tasked with following Rand around to teach him the ways of the Aiel, but she's still angry. She doesn't accept him as Aiel. Is she just untrusting of him, or did she see something in the arches? We will have to wait and see. We arrive at Cold Rock's Hold, home of the Tardad Aiel, and with a warm welcome, we meet Ruark's other wife and his great-daughter Alcera. Rand shows her his golden dragons, and I love this moment. It offers just a glimpse of hope. Seeing Rand connect with this child reminds us that he's still the young man from humble beginnings, not a messiah destined to destroy the Aiel culture. We then move to the White Tower, and Siuan Sanche meets with Elaida, where Elaida continues to push and threaten at every chance. She's calling for a vote to cage Rand, and the hostility is turned up to 20 when Elaida calls her river trash. Siuan meets with Varen and Leanne, and according to Varen's quick calculations, there is definitely one more dark friend in the tower. Siuan immediately suspects Elaida, but Varen insists on certainty. Their plan? Catch Elaida in a lie that breaks the 3 oaths or her collaborating with the prisoners. In the 2 rivers, we learn the White Cloak reinforcements are arriving soon, and if they want to rescue the Cothans, now is their chance. And finally, Egwene gets official Tel'aran'rhiod training and promises the Wise Ones she will not enter without them. Anyone can touch the world of dreams, but few can enter. We also learn that Aiel Wise Ones can either channel or enter the world of dreams, and some can do both. We should keep this in mind because Aviendha was just called to join the Wise Ones last episode. Egwene enters the dream world, and her anxiety turns her outfit into her armored Amyrlin gown from her accepted test. In Tel'aran'rhiod, uncontrolled thoughts can be dangerous. Whatever you imagine can come to life. Not all dreams bring people into the dream world, but sometimes they can accidentally wander in, which is risky. And the woman hunting Egwene is stalking her in her dreams. Bear tells her that to get rid of the woman, she just needs to believe she's gone. In Tel'aran'rhiod, power comes from belief, not magic. The stronger your belief, the more control you have. And Egwene blips right into the empty streets of Valon, only to come face to face with Lanfear, who chokes her just like Rena did in season 2. The bell rings, Egwene exits, and the Wise Ones are spooked. They now realize Egwene is being stalked by a Forsaken. Now, just a quick side note, Lanfear has many names. Last episode, we meet her as Mirren Sedai. Last season, we heard a dark prophecy calling her Daughter of the Night. But there's one name the television show hasn't used yet, which is Moonhunter. Lanfear is so deadly in the world of dreams that there is a group of creatures that gave her a name to reflect that. But it's clear at this point she's just toying with Egwene. She's not so much trying to hurt her physically, but attempting to scare her and traumatize her. Moving to the White Tower, Elaida and Alviarin walk the halls, and Elaida tries to convince her to vote in her favor. Elaida presses her to recognize that Siuan hasn't aligned with the most important characteristics of the White Aja, that Siuan has acted illogically. Elaida says she's been working to destroy the tower from within and she means to prove it. Book readers should be on full alert right now, and if you haven't read the books, remember this conversation. Verin then sets a trap for Elaida and has Adeleus lure her to the 13th depository to see her reaction when she sees Joya and Amiko. If she breaks the 3 oaths, she can be tried and killed as a dark friend. They need to catch her in a lie or see if she attempts to rescue them. We then move to a sea folk vessel with Nynaeve, Elaine, and Mat. They are supposed to stay below decks, but Elaine gets too curious about the amount of distance they've traveled, and everyone ends up breaking their promise. The sail mistress is introduced, and all you really need to remember is that in the sea folk culture, the sail mistress is always a woman. She controls when and where the ship sails. It's just another example of the strong matriarchal societies within the Wheel of Time. Like the Aiel Wise Ones, her word is gospel, and she leads unquestioned. Also to note, surprise, surprise, Min is on board and has been following them. Back in the 2 Rivers, Natty Cawthon and her daughters are caged. Child Valda wants to torture them for answers, while Dane Bornhold just wants information on Perrin. When Natty tries to steal his keys, Dane catches her, but someone in the cage is a very strong channeler. It's not just a trickle, but enough to hurl him across the tent. Natty confesses she's the one who did it, and Dane drags her out of the cage and throws her at the feet of Valda for questioning. And now we have a rescue attempt on our hands, and Perrin, Bane and Chiad, Fail, and Alana and Maxim are going to work together to make this happen. While Perrin, Bane and Chiad, and Fail sneak into camp, Alana and Maxim break off to create fog to conceal Perrin's rescue attempt. But Maxim is still grieving for Yvonne, and we get some really powerful moments here. Alana knows in her heart the last battle is coming, and the side of the light isn't ready for it. And in a way, she's right. Just look at what happened in the White Tower. She is in the 2 Rivers to build an army. She knows the history of the 2 Rivers, that this humble farming village is the birthplace of heroes, the greatest champions for the side of the light. There is something special about this place, and she's right. For people who haven't read the books, Manetheren is a place of legend, a place where one of the greatest battles in history took place. And the short summary of it is this. During the Trolloc Wars, King Aemon of Manetheren and his army stood against the Shadow outnumbered 10 to 1. As his forces dwindled, the nation's civilians and farmers rose in defense, all while knowing victory was lost. In the end, King Aemon made a final charge to buy time, hoping for reinforcements from the White Tower, but was slain. His Aes Sedai queen, Eladrine, consumed by her grief through the Warder Bond, unleashed a torrent of the One power so strong it demolished the Shadow's forces, killing her in the process. Manetheren was no more, but its spirit endured. It would become the home of the Dragon Reborn. Nynaeve and Egwene, two of the most powerful channelers in centuries, and Mat, the man who blew the horn of Val'lyr. Alanna knows this place is special, and she is certain it can be harnessed to beat the Dark One. But Maxim is still grieving. He wants to kill Liandrin, but Alanna sees the bigger picture. This is why she is in the Two Rivers. At Cold Rock's Hold, Lan speaks with Melindra about Malkir's past, the festivals, the poetry, and the importance of living in the moment. With a new perspective, Lan approaches Moiraine, who is resigned to her fate, believing Rand can only survive if she dies. He urges her to set it aside, just for now, and share a drink with him. Back on the Seafolk ship, Mat learns what Min has been hiding. She's seen his death by hanging. And Elaine witnesses the Seafolk Windfinder channeling. This is how the ship is covering ground much faster than humanly possible, by channeling the wind and harnessing the weather. And this is why they were sequestered below deck. It's a secret that the Seafolk use channeling, and they don't want their young women sent to the White Tower. The sailmistress tells Elaine and Nynaeve there are many ways to be a channeler and many ways to be a woman. And this moment is huge. You can see the look in Nynaeve's eyes as she contemplates what this means. The sailmistress recognizes Nynaeve's block and her struggle against surrender. Channeling is like the sea. It can't be controlled, only embraced. It flows with or without consent, but Nynaeve clings to control, resisting the tide, while Elaine lets her current carry her. Stubborn defiance versus willing surrender, one fighting to hold her ground, the other allowing fate to guide her. To channel, Nynaeve must let go. As the lesson lingers, the group arrives at the harbor in Tanchico. Back at the tower, Siuan doesn't get the proof she wants about Elaida. She doesn't break any of the 3 oaths, but she does kill Amiko before a gray man stabs her. Non-book readers, please weigh in here. I'd love to know your interpretation. Elaida, dark friend, or just a brutal interrogator with loose morals? Then our rescue mission kicks off. Alanna creates fog, Perrin, Bane, Chiad, and Fail rescue the Cawthon twins. Perrin finds Natty Cawthon burned at a stake. The White Cloaks have killed wolves, and while this is gut-wrenching to see, it serves a purpose. It antagonizes Perrin, but it symbolizes something bigger. Wolves in the Wheel of Time symbolize instinct, freedom, and the natural order. They are an ancient wisdom of this world with a sworn hatred to the side of the shadow. The White Cloaks killing them and desecrating their bodies is a bad omen and metaphorically aligns them with the side of the dark. Perrin battles it out with Dane Bornhold, and we see an impressive show of strength by Fael's fighting technique and knife skills. Alanna is attacked by Volta's men and is saved by Maxim after she takes multiple arrows. Then in the world of dreams, Rand meets Lanfear, remembering the woman he saw in Ruidion before her dark oaths. He's seen her humanity. She claims that she still wants to be good and she loves him. All of him, both light and dark. Meanwhile, Moiraine enlists Egwene to take her to Siuan Sanche, leading to a heartfelt discussion. Moiraine warns Swan that if the White Tower does not kneel to Rand, he will lose the last battle. Their fates were set long ago, Moiraine to find Rand and Swan to prepare the tower. For more on their history, New Spring is essential reading and I cannot recommend it enough. Swan wishes they had never heard Guitarra's prophecy, lamenting the cruel paths that the wheel has spun for them. But she vows to find Moiraine in the next life until they get it right, and Moiraine promises to wait for her in every turning of the wheel again and again. This builds to my favorite moment, Egwene glimpsing the dreams of her friends, each a bittersweet vision of what could be. Nynaeve happy, teaching her daughter to listen to the wind. Elaine free, channeling on a seafolk ship in Avienda's arms. Matt proud and successful, giving his sisters a better life. Perrin at peace in the forge with Hopper and Fael at his side. Then Rand, at their old meeting place, but not dreaming of her. He holds Lanfear, kisses her, and then Lanfear's eyes meet Egwene's. The truth hits her. Lanfear is the one tormenting Egwene in the world of dreams. It's a beautiful ending with a brutal twist. And what an episode! This looks like a good place to put a pin in things as we continue forward with the last 3 episodes. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more Wheel of Time content. As always, if you would like to help support the channel, check out Road to Tar Valon on Patreon and YouTube memberships. Special shout out to Cybercat and Miguel. This one's for you. Thanks for supporting the channel, and I'll see you back next time.